Hi everyone, this is Grace here. This is my first YouTube video and this is also my first journal, and I would like to take you through a journey, through my journal. So this was made for a pen pal of mine, and she lives in New Zealand. She loves gardening and flowers, so I made it in the theme of butterflies and garden in earth tones. So the whole cover is made of fabric, and inside there's like a thick batting inside, which is it's washable, but I don't think that she's going to be washing this journal anytime. I'm just joking, of course. And on the side I've made my own tassel. I just put a fabric here and some buttons which I had to follow the theme of butterflies. So now I'm going to open up this book. Okay, and in the first page you have this journaling card, and I have hand stitched the butterfly on it. There is a website that you can go to with free patterns on how to embroider on paper, and I'll put a link in for you. I got this from a YouTuber called Paula Foeder. I hope I pronounced her name correctly, but she sadly no longer has any video in her channel. I miss her. And I've also created a personalized tag for my friend. Her name is Lily, of course, and again, I've used up one of my butterfly fabrics. So this journal is a little bit different from, I guess, traditional journals with signatures. It does have 3 signatures, but I'll take you through it and you'll see what I mean. So this first section here is actually a fabric envelope, which I turn into a signature. I've collaged the fabric with some Malaysian stamps. I hope you can see it. And some lace and fabric, and this is a tea bag which I collected and dried. I stamped it. And if you turn to this page, I've embroidered this with a machine, a buttonhole that is like a butterfly shape. And the letter is contained inside. I'll open it up. So my letter sits in here, and used butterfly paper, of course. And I made her a keychain, and because she's a pen pal and she lives very far away, I thought it was appropriate to use airmail and stamps graphics. Even though it's not really a butterfly theme, I thought it was still appropriate. Now, Lily and myself, we haven't really, understood junk journaling just yet. And using pages with script is very pretty, but we don't really know how to write on pages with script or music. So, as you can see, I've made this first section here, the second signature here, very plain. They're all tea-stained paper, and also where the pages are purple is actually used from water that I discarded from glutinous black rice, or pulut hitam in my language. Now, Lily and I are both Malaysian, so you'll see a peppering of some Malaysian references throughout. So it's all plain. I've made a little bookmark by scanning one of my vintage linens and resizing it. It just goes here. And yeah, I think I missed something here just now. There was something inside. Oh yeah, I just put a little note card in here so that she can journal her extra thoughts or hidden thoughts in here. Some secrets. And the cover was made out of decoupaging paper napkins on a piece of cardboard. It was a lot of fun to create. Now the third section is my favorite. I used some old book pages and glued them together to give them some stability. I created a window frame. As you can see, my fingers through it. I put a little picture in the window frame. So you open it up. The first page is blank, but I wanted to keep it that way so that you would not lose the effect of the window, because if I had pictures of words here, it would detract from the window. Hope you can see it. Okay. And I just created a little fabric tab and a postcard charm on the side. It says postcard. The next page I hand created with by hand piecing all the hexagons together, and hand pieced everything and quilted it. You can see that I have paper backed in here. I left it there deliberately so that it would be more stiff and support the pages as, you know, Lily tucks things in. I've tucked in a real vintage postcard. I don't know which year this is from. There's no date, but it's very, very soft and fragile, but very beautiful. So that is for you. And I also created this butterfly doily for Lily, and it was done by machine embroidery, which I purchased from Embroidery Library. I have a really fantastic sewing machine. Okay, this is just another page which opens up, and you can put in your journal ideas in there. And I've also included this authentic first day cover dated 1987, and it's about lace making. It's very sweet and appropriate because, you know, I've tucked it into the spot here which has vintage lace. And this is a piece of paper which I printed from Graphics Fairy, and I aged it by inking it. And here I've scanned one of my lace doilies to create more interest for this page. And here I've just decoupaged more paper napkins, and yeah, I really like decoupage. This is one of my favorite pages. I've created a library pocket, but it's made out of fabric. I sewed all the lines, stamped the words. I put it some, yeah, I guess paper, colored paper, which I loosely secured with a ribbon. So when Lily has finished writing in them, she can discard the pages, but create new pages and refill them. So lots of recycling going. I also created this pocket from scratch using lace and twine. Speaking about recycling, in the second signature, when Lily has finished journaling as well, she can take out this signature and discard it and replace it with new pages. So lots and lots of reusing, and you know, I always feel sad when a book ends. So it's nice that she has the option of reusing it again and again. So I turned the page and I just created space for her to write things. And this is just a tea stain graph paper. And I've included a vintage Japanese paper bag here with some printables from the Calico collage. Aren't they so pretty? So she can journal at the back or use them in her collage work or artwork. And going on to the next page, I love this page. I got this idea from the Bohemian crafting YouTube channel. So it's basically just a pocket for tags, which I created out of denim, and I personalize it. She can do whatever she wants with it. I don't know. Some of my friends use it to put on their luggage. This one has been hand stamped, and I just left the back raw. Okay, I'm not gonna fiddle with that. Okay, this is just a brown paper doily, and I've got a tag. Again, images from Paper Graphic, the Graphics Fairy, sorry. And just a little envelope here, and more spaces for her to write in. Lots and lots of blank spaces to write in. And this is a creation that was also done by my sewing machine. I just love the pattern, and it's in a vintage seed packet or seed bag. Is that what you call it? I'm not sure. But I created a buttonhole opening and it's stuck. Ha ha ha. Don't you hate this when you're trying to show something off and it doesn't work? How do I stop this? I'm gonna have to figure it out. All right, phew. All right, so sorry about that. I put some vintage dictionary pages inside, and I also took some of my coloring book pages and in the theme of butterfly and flowers for her, so she can do her own coloring. And I've just included some 3D butterfly stickers for her. I guess there's nothing else in here. And it's secured by a button in the shape of a butterfly. Again, this can be removed and used elsewhere by Lily. So you turn to the next page, and I scanned a vintage linen with beautiful embroidery. I created a pocket on the side, and I made a collage in the shape of a butterfly. This is a sewing pattern and some vintage lace that I use, and spots for her to write in. Okay, let's go inside here. Okay, and this is just a bookmark, and I stamped a sentiment there for her all about gardening, and I put a lace in the shape of butterfly, and that's what it looks like on the back. So it's very secure, and it will go right up here. And of course, tied onto the next page is something that I picked up in my garage sale finds. It's just one of those notelets that you write on one page, seal it up, put a stamp on the front, and send it off. I don't know how old this is, but I only have a few of these, so I'm sharing it with her. Okay, and we've come to the end of the page. This is a collage, again, inspired by that YouTuber called Paula Foeder. And what I did was I collected my stamps, stuck it together, and cut it out in the shape of butterfly. And onto the cover, I just, put a... You know how when you walk along the road and you see a dead butterfly wing? It's very sad, I know, but it's still beautiful. So this is kind of like that idea where I find a wing on the floor, and I collected it. I made it into a journaling book in the shape of the wing of the butterfly, and this was also done by my sewing machine. So I tuck it in here, and in here there's another tuck spot which I created. I cannot remember where I got this idea from, but it was also inspired by a very talented YouTuber crafter, and it's a vintage postcard which I printed. So not that vintage, but it's see-through, but underneath there is an old Malay poem. So I said before, my friend and I both come from Malaysia, and it's written in our language, and this is a vintage Malaysian stamp. Don't know if you can see it, Malay. Okay, so she can journal on both sides. And stuck this upside down, but I just included a notepad for her also in the back. I have another one here, which was supposed to be a signature, but as you can see, my book is already so thick. I need to leave this out by itself. So I turned it into a type of wallet for Lily to use. So the front is actually also embroidery, and you can see it's butterflies in a bell jar. There's a vinyl plastic over it to protect it. So the back has a gardening print from my fabric stash, and you open a magnetic clasp like this. So actually it's been created for many purposes. It's deep enough to put credit cards or gift cards. But the thing is that she lives in New Zealand, so there's no point me sending her gift cards or empty credit cards. So I decided I would put die cuts in here for her to use. Whoops. Bear with me because I know it's probably not the best quality of filming, but this is my first video. I hope to invest in a stand. At the moment, my son is helping me by holding holding the camera and being very helpful. So you can see I've just put in some journaling cards here for her. And oh yes, I sewed some butterfly motifs and put some vintage lace and ribbons here, so that she can, you know, just for a bit more separation. So I just put that here. And in the next page, this is actually an origami fabric butterfly that I created. There are lots of tutorials online that teach you how to do that. There's a brooch which I attach at the back, and inside I put a note for her so that when she wears it, she can think of me. And there's a little saying that your mind is a garden, your thoughts are your seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. So I thought it was very nice. I'm just going to put it back later. And of course, I just put some tea for her. She likes tea, but I'm not sure if you can get this type of tea, pumpkin spice, in New Zealand. They seem to release it in the fall, and I don't see it anywhere else in the world, so I thought she might enjoy this. So we've come to the end of my video. I hope that you have enjoyed looking at my journal, and I'll see you later. Thank you. Bye.